What's up, guys? The Hobbit, The Desolation of Smaug. It's hitting theaters soon, so we decided to simply take it upon ourselves to decide what is the ultimate fantasy franchise of all time? What have we gotten ourselves into? Well, we're going to try to answer that question, and we have an awesome panel to help us out. First, he is one of the schmoes from Schmoes Know fame. Check him out at youtube.com/schmoesknow, and check out Christian Harloff.
Hello, everybody. What's going on?
She is delightful and vivacious, actress, host. Check her out on Twitter at Allison Hayslip. It's Allison Hayslip.
It is me.
Hey.
Surprise.
Guys, we got a heavy task at hand here. We have picked 4 franchises to be in contention of ultimate fantasy franchise. Lord of the Rings / Hobbit, Harry Potter, Game of Thrones, and The Chronicles of Narnia. Now, some people might ask, why the hell did you not put Star Wars in there?
Right.
Our criteria had to be based on books.
Okay.
And Star Wars is sci-fi.
No!
No?
Star Wars
I don't
is
think it's
fantasy.
sci-fi. It takes place in the past, in different planets.
It's fantasy in space. But I'll give you that it's not based on books. Fantasy based on books.
Can't be in spaceships. No
Yeah,
ships.
No spaceships. So we're breaking this down bracket style. It's going to be 2 on 2, and then the winners of each will move on, and we will decide the ultimate final fantasy champion. Let me remind you guys, this is Screen Junkies, it's not Book Junkies. Ultimately, it is about the filmed adaptations of these books. Our first matchup, Game of Thrones versus The Chronicles of Narnia.
Game of Thrones destroys Narnia, no question about it. There's no comparison. You're more invested in Game of Thrones than you are in anything in Narnia.
I will argue, though, Game of Thrones is really the only one that's been written for adults. So I do think we're kind of giving Narnia a bit of a hard rap because we're putting up against a world that was truly just created for adults.
Still, it's just the characters, and we're talking fantasy movies. That's what you're trying to hook people into the movies. It didn't do it in Narnia.
This is not a franchise that's sustaining itself.
Right.
I mean, they lost me at Prince Caspian, frankly.
Since we are just going with the
filmed
adaptations, yes, you gotta go Game of Thrones. There's no question.
Great. So, yeah, we're all agreed. Game of Thrones and a walkover.
Yeah.
Yep.
Nice. This next one might not be as easy. Lord of the Rings Hobbit versus Harry Potter.
Oh,
this is tough.
Ah.
And we're going based on the movies, too.
Based on the movies.
Harry Potter was so fun. I love the films, but I wasn't as attached to the source material as I was to what Tolkien's stuff means to me.
Yeah.
And they're just so massively epic that I have to go Lord of the Rings Hobbit, even though the first Hobbit film is weak. I'll give you that.
For me, if it was just Lord of the Rings, those 3 movies against Harry Potter, this would be a lot tougher. And I would say it would probably be Lord of the Rings. As far as right now, I'm going Harry Potter. Because it's not an easy decision. I love the Lord of the Rings, the first 3 movies. But we're talking about The Hobbit that just came out. I still don't know what the hell is going on in that movie. It's worth singing and dancing and eating food for 25 minutes.
Yeah.
Look, I'm very excited for the second movie. However, I haven't seen those 2 movies yet. I have seen all the Harry Potter movies. Those kids were great actors. The filming, the music, the style. By that much, Harry Potter.
So we have 1 for Rings and Hobbit and 1 for Potter. Oh, it's a Sophie's choice, you guys.
Yeah, it is.
And so Harry Potter just whisks you away to a world of like whimsy and joy, but there's also like darkness and evil, and that's beautiful that it has so many layers. Lord of the Rings, it's almost holy. I gotta go Lord of the Rings.
Let me ask though, Lord of the Rings. Let's see, are we talking about extended versions or regular?
Oh gosh.
No, I think that is a good question.
I think you have to take everything that was filmed. I think you have to do extended versions.
I by no means am I saying, oh, it's definitely Harry Potter. You're talking about 6 movies, and both of you have not seen those other 2 movies.
Yeah.
You're just basing it off of everything you've read, and you're basing it off the original trilogy.
I could look like a total idiot. Even more than I do already.
Right, so I'm basing it now.
A year from now or whatever. Christian makes some great points, and this is not a layup, this decision. Okay, so this is, oh my God, these 2 franchises, both incomplete. Game of Thrones, Lord of the Rings.
Yeah.
I mean, what are we even, should we just stop now?
No, I think we're too far into our journeys right now, Hal.
Well, it's interesting because the whole premise of Game of Thrones is that it's based in this world where there used to be magic, and then for some reason all the magic kind of died out, and now here they are 300-400 years later, and the magic is starting to seep back into the world, and that's why dragons have been reborn, and the White Walkers and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
It's almost interesting to think that Game of Thrones could be taking place 300 or 400 years after after Lord of the Rings.
George R. R. Martin,
I know.
you listening
Was
to
that
this?
what you were thinking, George R. R. Martin?
You just completed it and you made our argument moot.
Yeah, done.
I'm kind of gonna go with my last point on this, and strangely enough, I'm going to pick the Lord of the Rings Hobbit over Game of Thrones,
Okay.
and I love Game of Thrones. Lord of the Rings, I know how it ultimately ends. I know that even if I have 2 missing chapters, I know how it all goes down. I don't know the case with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
Game of Thrones, I mean, let's hope George R. R. Martin stays around for a very long time, but he's an older man. If he's not around for a while and somebody else writes some stories, we could get garbage.
George R. R. Martin, please
Finish your books.
No, and start just like eating some salads and working out a little bit. Oh my God! Please take care of yourself, sir. We beg of you. You make a lot of great points, and it's true that Lord of the Rings, it is the granddaddy. There would not be one without the other. But sometimes something comes along that does it and does it one better. Lord of the Rings and Hobbit are masterfully filmed. What I think surpasses it in Game of Thrones is the way it delves into the way people really operate. It has the fantasy and the more complex humanity. I'd go Game of Thrones. That puts us deadlocked at 1-1.
Uh-oh.
Game of Thrones.
Who could help
Lord
us
of the Rings,
out?
Hobbit. Allison Hayslip.
All right, look. I am obsessed with Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
I love the series. Like I said before, I'm even okay with the fact that they change things in the show that are different from
Right.
the books. For that very reason, I need to choose Lord of the Rings Hobbit because I think they stick so true to the source material that you cannot fault them for that. And I think when a filmed adaptation of a book can be that true to what it came from, you have to give that film credit for being as amazing as it is.
And there you have it. It's Lord of the Rings, Hobbit, the greatest ultimate fantasy franchise of all time. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Is there one we left out? Dune, Conan the Barbarian, the Sex and the City ladies. Let us know in the comments section below. Best answer? You're gonna get a Screen Junkies t-shirt. I want to thank my guest, Christian Harloff. Subscribe to Schmoes Know on YouTube. Allison Hayslip, follow her on Twitter. You'll be in a world of vivacious delights. I'm Hal Rudnick. Hit me up on Twitter. And thanks for watching. Bye-bye.
The Avengers was a bunch of good guys getting together to fight one villain, and this is a bunch of villains getting together to fight one guy. And I
The
think
Sinister Six.
Yeah, it's really, really cool. And like Mike said, you know, the 12-year-old in me is like, holy shit, the Sinister Six.